We're joined on our post-game show here as Xavier wins it tonight 83-74 over Illinois by head coach Brad Underwood. Lots of different things when you dissect a game, but I guess the big stat is the 57% shooting. It's hard to keep up when the other team's shooting that.
We were good the first half offensively, and we knew exactly what they were going to do. They were just going to spread us out, drive us, and forced 11 turnovers. But again, it is doing your job. It's that simple. Everybody, I mean, we've got guys that are doing things that aren't what we practice, and that's the sign of youth. And then it becomes frustrating for them. And you know, one thing that I think happens is the first time that a lot of these guys have lost. They don't know how to act or how to react to it, and it's I don't fault their effort. And I've got to do a better job of helping these young guys understand what this tournament was about. And I keep talking. The one thing that was very evident in this tournament, elite programs win. Not good teams. Elite programs win. There's a reason Gonzaga beat Duke today. They knew they were going to win. They've done it for 18 to 20 years. And one of the hardest challenges we have to get to understand is the passion with which they play, the emotion, the togetherness. They call it the Zag way. They call it the Zona way. It's the Duke way. It's whatever. We have to establish the Illini way. Right now, the Illini way is not what I want it to be. And we're going through those growing pains. And Deon, you know all about that as a team. And there's a level of frustration, and Trent's feeling it. And when you play frustrated, it's very hard to make it work. And we tried hard. We tried hard. And execution-wise, we shot 52%. It's the other end of the court. The second half, we open in zone. And Allen, and I'm not picking on Allen, he's had a really good tournament. He's had a coming-out party. You know, 3 straight possessions, blows a coverage. And our guys are screaming at him, and it becomes frustrating, and he becomes frustrated. And it's my fault. I got to get these guys doing things in a more systematic way, and it becomes the Illini way. It's not just about this team. It's about establishing what our way is going to be for the next 10, 15 years, so that everybody comes along and we do it that way. And Brian, we're not doing that right now. And this tournament, to be very honest, was probably too much for us right now. A lot of young guys, a lot of new faces, and yeah, we had a chance to be the best team in the country. We had the ball with 10 seconds down 2, and we had a chance. And then how we've responded to that hasn't been very good. And that's where we got to go.
Well, I can tell you this, Coach, and you said I agree with you 100%. And I hope the listeners understand how difficult it is, one, to rebuild a program, put a stamp on it, and like you said, get young players to learn what it takes to be successful on this level, because I don't think a lot of them do. I know they don't.
No, they have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, they have very little idea. And one of the things that we're trying to establish, Deon, is a certain way of doing things, a certain way of approaching practice every day, a certain way of pulling for a teammate, a certain way of huddling. You know, and you know, a great example today is, you know, we have a freshman who leaves his shooting shirt. You know, that's AAU stuff. That's stuff that doesn't happen on a major college basketball program. I would bet Duke's guys don't leave their shooting shirt.
Yeah.
And those are little things, but they transcend into what the game is about. And I'm not. I got to do a better job. I got to do a better job of helping them formulate into our program. I knew there were going to be days like this, and I knew we were playing. You know, we're playing a program that was a 1 seed in last year's tournament, and been in 23 of the last 24 NCAA tournaments. That's a program, the X-Men, and we're fighting for that. We're going to get there.
Yes.
We're going to get there. And we're doing some really good things, and we've got some really nice players. But it's just like you said, understanding how to win is really, really hard when you haven't done it. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. People, you got to believe us. We're going to get there. But today was frustrating.
Well, and then also when you look at the other team and what they'd only shot 33% from three. So when they drove in and then they kicked it, the guys were hitting a couple of shots. I mean, one guy shot over Jordan. He just threw it in from. I mean, they were making shots maybe they normally don't make.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And again, I thought it was a game that we got whatever we wanted for the most part. And then again, you know, we get off to a slow start in the second half, and it was back-to-back 2-3 turnovers in a row, and then it's the missed assignments, and then it snowballs. Yeah. And you know, you have to play offense and flow. We shoot 40, the second half? What do we shoot?
40,
41.
40 after shooting 52 to the first half. We played in great rhythm. And, you know, the thing that we talked about ad nauseum last night is, you know, we led the Big Ten in points in the paint last year. We did that not because of LeBron. We did it because of our first cutters. Okay? Well, the only guys throwing first cutters are our veterans. The only guys cutting hard enough to get first cutters are our veterans. And just like charges, we've had Allen's taken one charge. The rest of it have all been our veterans. True. And that's establishing what we're going to do. And I think tonight was a great experience for Georgia. Georgia got manhandled. He got manhandled by Jones. And yet we're going to see those guys all the time. And you know, we forget he's 18. And if you'd have told me after 5 games Georgie's going to average 12 and 6 or whatever he's having, I said I'm in. And yet it's a new experience every night. Now we've got to go back home. We've got to regroup and get ready for Big Ten play. We've got a game on Sunday in a quick turn, and then we've got a game in South Bend that we've got to go attack with the right mindset, and that's my thing.
Yeah, and you're right. It's step by step, and I know everyone has I hope they have the same faith that I have in you that this team is going to be a really good team eventually. I mean, you're building in the right direction. I love the players that we have. I love the intensity that they play with all the time. They're hitting the floor. And like you said, it's a matter of growing young players into playing and being what it is you want them to be.
Yeah, there's no doubt it doesn't happen overnight, but we'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, Coach, we know you got to run. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Guys, see you in Champaign.
All right.
Yes,
see you
sir.
back there.